She try to be nosy and hit on my ex. She like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more. Tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep it score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts, whole team counting, that's a big number.
We are set for the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are in the heart of Texas at sold-out NRG Stadium in Houston. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go, son.
Got you, boy.
Ready.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Push him back.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Darnold looking left side. He's got it. Complete. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Darnold on 3rd down. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off of play action, it's Watson. Pass incomplete.
So he looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Nice hit, boy.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet first down. Now a first down carry by Bell. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. He was looking for a Nunwa there.
19, 54.
After the interception, here's Watson, eluding the pressure right. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Texans 3, Jets nothing.
Left guard defense. Left guard defense. Hey, we got to snap it. We got to snap it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And an alley to run. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 21-yard touchdown run. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
From the 31, Darnold. Caught here by Bell. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Mike 51. Yeah. Double time. Everyone.
Now it's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
60 mark. Screen. Want the screen.
Now it's Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. Touchdown, Houston. Tim Patrick, 36 yards. And the Texans and that makes our score 17-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. A first down run for Bell, not going to get much, maybe a couple, and it's second down. Throwing on 2nd and 8, Darnold. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. 3rd down here.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Check 26. Red 80.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he's got a new one. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain of 22.
Pick your game up. What's that?
A first down throw, Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold. Anunwa's got it. Complete. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. This will be caught just inside the 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run it with Bell. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. 3rd down and goal now, and this Houston defense not backing down. They'll look for one more stop. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. In the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big...
And that's caught inside the 30. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This will be taken in at the 1. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Quinnen Williams. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long. It's Watson going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. Stills the intended target. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and say, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop, and they've been able to do that.
And he's gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game. One of the premier runners in the NFL.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
Hey, switch gears. He's coming.
After the penalty, it's Bell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle made by Eric Murray. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Got an open man. It's a noon one. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw, Darnold. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route,
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. Anunwa, the intended target.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And they'll get him down up past the 15.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the air now with Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use momentum to launch another one.
Dancing to his left. And he will have a touchdown. Deshaun Watson saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Texans push further out in front. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. The throw over the middle, taken in, and out across midfield, down to the 45. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Out to it, and the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No,
not at all.
Darnold completes it, and he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line. Here's Darnold. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Hey, let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 18. On first down, Bell. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run on first down. Akers, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Set. 19. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee.
Let's go. Let's go. Go, set. 55. Check. 55. Man, 80. Let's get that ball right here.
One last throw down for Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. And a disappointing way to close out the season. He got into the playoffs, but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season.